Yes, yay, it finally came. So this is our new page of Every Dog Has Its Day. Now, basically what that is going to be is every Thursday at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we are going to be talking about a specific breed of dog. And today's specific topic will be Rottweilers. And as some of you saw, I posted a question last night asking if Rottweilers are really good family pets because they're so controversial. And I had somebody ask if my mom wanted a Rottweiler, her being a widow, to protect her at home, and I was kind of sketchy about that. But yeah, I might have a different outlook on that. So.
All right. So, of course, to talk about this, we got to do some research, look some stuff up online. So I did a little research, and it's kind of funny what you can find when you're looking up dog stuff. So, for instance, under classifieds, Free Yorkshire Terrier, 8 years old, hateful little bitch, bites. Free Puppies, half Cocker Spaniel, half sneaky neighbor's dog. Puppies for sale, Dam, AKC German Shepherd, Sire, Super Dog.
What?
They can Super Dog that can leap tall fences in a single bound. Free German Shepherd, 85 pounds, neutered, speaks German. Cows, calves, never bred, also one gay bull for sale. So anyways, let's get serious now. Rottweilers. Well, first of all, let's describe Rottweilers to you that know it, and to those of you that don't know what a Rottweiler is. A Rottweiler is a breed of domestic dog, regarded as a medium to large or large dog. The dogs were known in German as Rottweiler, Metzgerhund, meaning Rottweil butcher's dogs. Because their main use was to herd livestock and pull carts laden with the butchered meat from the market. This continued until the 19th century when railways replaced droving. Although still used to herd stock in many parts of the world, Rottweilers are now used as search and rescue dogs, as guide dogs, guard dogs, and police dogs. So, talk to me a little bit about why they should be a family dog.
Well, as opposed to what people truly honestly think, and I had a lot of input from people last night and throughout the day who were telling me, who were sharing their thoughts about them, that they are really a misguided breed. For the most part, everyone has said it's all according to the owner, how they are trained by the owner, how much attention they get. Now, keep in mind, these are a big breed dog, and for the most part, it's known most large breed dogs can be aggressive, animal aggressive, human aggressive, but the fact of the matter is it always comes down to human ownership. It is what is it that the humans are not doing, their owners, that would make them attack. And that's basically what it literally comes down to.
All right, well, what I would say about Rottweilers is that I would contend that they actually are not good as family dogs. The research that I have, that I've looked over, and my experiences is they are a fantastic breed. They were used as guards historically over thousands of years. They've been used to protect, they've been used to attack. They're high drive, high motor dogs, extremely muscular, extremely driven, and there are facts that note here that they are a one owner dog, very, very alert, very sharp, very smart, but also can be very aggressive. In fact, statistics here have from 2005 to 2015, Rottweilers were second in bite fatalities. So this shows that if a Rottweiler falls into the hands of somebody who isn't familiar with the dog, who hasn't trained the dog properly, doesn't understand this particular breed properly, second in bite fatalities period from 2005 to 2015. So the numbers speak for themselves. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that they are a bad dog by all means. I love them, and there's many people out there that love them. I just would contend that when you have a dog like this that's genetically engineered to do a specific tasks, they definitely should be put in the right place.
But what is their task? How does their tasks, being a Rottweiler, have to do with them attacking a human? Like, from what I've read, is they're not even guard dogs, they're herding dogs. So if you're just a herding dog, you're there to herd cattle, herd sheep, or whatever. They're not meant to attack. They're not even basically known as a guard dog. So how is that? How would they?
That's fair. That's fair. Let's dig into a little history about Rottweilers. So Rottweilers originally used by the Romans as they began to settle in Germany. The Romans used the Rottweiler to drive cattle and pull carts for farmers and butchers. The Rottweiler was crossed with a Mastiff type dog called the Molossus to produce a Roman style Mastiff. This breed was also used to protect the money the cattlemen received for their livestock by putting it into a purse and tying it around the dog's neck. Once the railway was put into place, the Rottweiler nearly became extinct as their services were no longer needed. In 1882, at a dog show in Heilbronn, Germany, one nondescript Rottweiler was exhibited. By 1901, a club for the Rottweiler was founded and the breed standard was written, which has changed very little over the years. Although several Rottweiler breed clubs have formed over the years, the Allgemeiner Deutscher Rottweiler Club, founded in 1921, has stayed the longest. Since the breed was no longer needed for farmers, they began to be used in police work, for which they were best suited. So again, my argument is this, is that when you have a particular dog that has a high motor, high drive, high prey drive, and is bred to herd and guard and protect, you want to put them in a situation to where, in my opinion, that they're going to be best suited, put in a situation where they're going to flourish and do well. And so I would say that if they do go into a family situation, it would be one where the people are in a position to where they can do good training, obedience training, and exercise the dog properly. And that's where I would contend.
Those are key points. Yeah. That's basically what keeps, for the most part, any breed of dog from not being wild and out of control. But what has been your experience with Rottweilers? Because you've told me before you actually even got into Neapolitan Mastiffs, that you had a Rottweiler, or you owned one who was who attacked
a family member. Well, what I would say is this, is that yes, I did breed Rottweilers. They were my first passion and love, and I still love the breed. But I did have some unfortunate situations. When I spent time with them and trained them, they were very sharp, very smart, very obedient, would listen, would on word commands do whatever I asked them to do. But they were a one-owner dog. They would not allow any of my family members to be around them, to feed them. They would not listen to them. And although I did socialize them once I was not around, my grandmother was attacked by one of my champion males and actually hospitalized. And we also had a bad incident where a good friend of mine's son was almost bit on the face by one of my dogs. And keep in mind that although that some people would argue that this is a reckless dog and breed and all that stuff, it's not. But it's a clear situation where I want to illustrate that if the dogs are in the right situation, they'll flourish. But if they're in the wrong situation, potential dangers could happen. So I always say, just beware that you find the right breed that fits you.
Okay, so there's more than one breed of Rottweiler. There's a German, there's a Serbian, there's an American Rottweiler. Which one did you have? Which ones were the one you're breeding? Because apparently the Germans were the ones that were the most aggressive.
Very true. The bloodlines that I've followed and had at the time were German bloodlines, and they were true guardians and protectors and attack dogs. They were used in Schutzen training. They did have high motors, and that was that specific line. Now keep in mind, things have changed since then. I can't speak for the breed anymore personally because we're talking about mid-90s. But doing some research here, what we wanted to do is we didn't want to have this show to where it's Rottweilers are bad, by no means. What we just wanted to do is cover a specific breed each week, and this was one we thought was intriguing. We definitely wanted to share some information about them because a lot of you out there know that they're magnificent. The way they look,
They're
the way
beautiful.
they,
Oh my God, they're like,
their presence. Yeah, they're
pretty and they're gorgeous. They're fierce looking, and I'm intimidated by them. But I also think when they're cute little puppies, they're just adorable. And anything as a puppy is just like the cutest thing to me, and I just want to love them and hug them and take them home and keep them forever. But you know, that would be ignorant of me just to be like, oh, I like this dog and I'm going to take it home and love it, not actually knowing about its history, its breed, because that could be a serious problem for me and my family if I didn't have any knowledge about a breed of dog. But I specifically are interested in a Rottweiler because a friend of my mom's a widow, she's an elderly woman, and they had recommended to her, because my mom has this fear of being alone at home, that someone is going to break into her home and steal things or attack her or whatnot. So they had recommended, you should own a Rottweiler. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. You cannot have a Rottweiler. It'll eat you alive. And literally, honestly, I really don't think any kind of a large breed dog is appropriate for an elderly person, especially a woman by herself. I would not recommend it. She's not capable of taking care of them the way that they need to be taken care of and socialized. But my image of them at that time was absolutely, they're just a mean, ferocious dog. But I started doing research. I actually went onto documentary TV and watched a few documentaries on the Rottweiler. And these gentlemen, these breeders who were breeding them, had said they are the most lovingest, loyalist dog, and they can be around small children. And that probably was one of the most terrifying things I was afraid of, was that kids. And I think a lot of times the image that people put out there of Rottweilers is just, they look scary and intimidating, but I honestly don't think that's really the case. They have a bad rap for attacking people. In last year's statistics on Rottweilers, they actually came in for fatal bites that actually killed people. They were on the bottom of the list. You want to know what the number one bite fatality breed of dog was? Do you really want to know? That's just the craziest thing. It was a Labrador Retriever. In the year 2016, a Labrador Retriever had more bite fatality attacks. No, that's what the statistics showed. I'm like, a lab. And interestingly enough, just for bites alone, which is scary, is a Chihuahua. A Chihuahua who bites.
I can believe that.
Right? And a Jack Russell Terrier. We need to be careful, right? They were in the top 10. The Jack Russell Terrier was like number 8 or 9. And the Chihuahua was number 1 for just bites alone. So we have a mixed breed dog that's a Chihuahua and a Jack Russell Terrier. And I'm not so afraid of her, but I guess I should be because she's more likely to bite than a Rottweiler. Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
So here you go, guys. There's some statistics on there that are good, bad, and obviously Labrador Retrievers was it last year? more
Last year,
likely
for the
to
year
bite and are
2016,
ranked up above.
they were
So,
number one. Well, actually, wait. They were number two.
number two.
Number two.
Right?
Get that
Who
right.
knew that?
Number two.
So, but again, the information we have, some great information. It's a great breed of dog. I love them. They don't fit my lifestyle and my situation anymore, but I always encourage everybody, and this is why we have this show, is we can have these debates, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, for you guys to be entertained and to stimulate your minds and thoughts. And we'll be doing this on different breeds every single week. But again, the Rottweiler, hopefully we're able to give you some information. There is some more information I want to put out there for you guys to know. When they talk about big, these dogs are big.
Right.
We're talking, it says here, males on the standard can be 50 to 60 kilograms or 110 to 132 pounds. I mean, this is a big dog. These are the males. And the females are no joke. Right. I mean, you're talking 35 to 48 kilograms, 77 to 106 pounds. I mean, and these dogs, as you've seen pictures, we're not talking fat dogs. I mean, these are pure muscle. So very large in size, double-coated, short, hard, thick fur. The color is black and tan, or black and mahogany.
Okay. So that's what I was going to ask you. Was there any other possibility of a color in a Rott?
Yeah. So from the statistics and what they say in the standard, Rottweilers can be black, and they can have tan markings. They can have mahogany markings, and they can have rust markings. And generally, the German bloodline Rottweilers have the rust or mahogany markings. And again, if you've ever seen one of these magnificent dogs, when they're all muscular and in shape, black, rust markings, black eyes, piercing, they can be darn intimidating, and they can do their function as protecting. But they are working dogs. So again, we get on this thing of attack, guard, and stuff, but they are used for working. I mean, it says here, part of their origins was for using to protect, to pull carts, to herd dogs. So although that is not what they're generally known for these days, these dogs are a pure, true working breed. So their use is, there's a plethora of things that they can be used for. I just always recommend doing your research and making sure that you find the proper dog that fits you and your lifestyle. Any other things, any other topics that you have?
Well, I was going to say, just learning about them and researching them and hearing what people had to say is, these are not just a sit-around kind of dog. They're an active dog. So you have to exercise them. You have to socialize them. And I think that was one of the key things that in everything I read, articles, documentaries that I saw, the key was socialization. And what happens when you don't socialize a dog like that, of that magnitude? It could be very bad. So I think that is absolutely key, is socializing your dog, taking the time to exercise and spend the time with them. Training them is absolutely important. Obedience, extremely important for these dogs, Rottweilers specifically. I do feel that if you don't do these things with them, that could get them very aggressive. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from, is people don't, going back to those statistics, those 11 years of Rottweilers being the second most dangerous dog for fatalities, was they were popular, but people did not take the time to actually train them and give them obedience and care. And I've seen a whole lot of videos of children being around them, families having them indoors with their small children. And I've also seen the other part of them where they're attacking humans. But I strongly believe, and we know this being breeders ourselves, that if you don't socialize your dogs, and if you don't take the time to train them and spend with them, just like a human, you just go crazy. It's not good. It's not good, and they become aggressive that way. So it's very important.
And I'm going to say something. We keep talking about those moments where attacking a human can be horrifying and all that stuff. Make no mistake, there are times where that should happen. If a dog is well groomed, trained, you've gone through the whole process, you've trained them through Schutzen training, protection training, guarding, attack, and they're on a property and they were bred to attack if somebody, a trespasser, comes onto the property, this is your dog. I mean, this dog will take them down. If they're going after somebody, they're athletic and fast enough to go do it. So I'm going to say again that there are situations where this is the ideal dog for that situation. And as far as companions and hearing what you have to say and hearing what we have to say, hey, I'm more open to the fact that they could be a family dog. I mean, there's enough history here, 7 billion people, that, you know, the statistics are high, but there's a lot of them. So anyways, getting back to this, again, the point of this is that we want to introduce dogs to you. We want to have a friendly debate or argument or conversation, whatnot, on the pros and cons of dogs. And we do want to make sure that we encourage you to come back on Thursday at 6 o'clock. If you want to have your breed featured, make sure you message us. Let us know why you want your breed covered on this show. And if you're a breeder and you have a specific breed and you want to actually come on our show live, message us. Let us know who you are, what you've done, and why you want to be on your show, because we are going to start interviewing and having guests on here. And please support us, like us, share us, tell everybody about us. It's a fun show. And your comments and information is great.
Yes, I know. I'm like reading all these people's comments as you're talking. I'm like, everybody is saying they are loving and protective dogs. And I love that. I love it. I mean, I feel like I have some confidence knowing that Rottweilers are not a bad breed of dog.
No.
And with that being said, I'm going to encourage everybody, and I'm going to watch it myself just because we did this episode of Rottweilers. There is a movie on the breed of Rotts called Black Beauty. It's called Forever Faithful, from Black Beauty breed film. I would encourage everybody to watch it, and I'm actually going to watch it because it's supposedly about the misconception of Rottweilers. So when I'm done with this, when we are off the air from this, I'm going to share the link where you can get this movie. And if you're really a truly fan of Rottweilers, buy the movie. Part of the proceeds of you buying the film goes to an organization. So buy the movie, check it out. And thank you, Melanie Paldillo from 818 Concepts. You couldn't have posted that at a better time, and we are going to watch them. Totally going to watch them.
So make sure to follow us on Instagram at Old World Molossus and American Molossus.
Yes.
We're also on YouTube under American Molossus. Our website is www.oldworldmastinos.com. And for everybody that put your input on there, thank you so much. Hey, anything you say, we want to see it. We want to hear from you. We're glad you tuned in. And next Thursday, every dog will have its day.
We'll see who is going to be next week. We'll see.
Right.